another episode with BNI First Diamond chapter here in Czech Republic, Prague. Today I have as my visitor Liz. Liz, welcome on board.
Happy to be here.
Amazing. Now, Liz, before we get fully started, tell us in a nutshell, who are you and what do you do?
Hi everyone, my name is Liz Lobo. I am a founder and CEO of Taxelent. We are an accounting company here in Prague. We do accounting for small and mid-sized enterprises, small and mid-sized enterprises, and expat entrepreneurs, and basically also expat individuals also.
Amazing, amazing. And how long have you been part of BNI?
I have been part of BNI since August last year.
Mm-hmm. And what made you start in BNI?
Honestly, I think I was looking to network with a group of individuals who are similarly minded, I would say. And I found BNI through someone who approached me also while I was doing a workshop. And it sounded like a very nice idea and a good group. So I visited it once, the First Diamond chapter, which I am a part of right now. And I really liked it.
Amazing. Now, talking about BNI and your business, Taxelent, let's dive in a little deeper. Where does Taxelent stand? You already mentioned a little bit what you guys do, but how big is the company? Who do you help more precisely? And what do you do in your day-to-day?
So Taxelent is still a pretty small company. I'm trying to automate as much as possible to keep our costs kind of low. And we now are 5 people, but actually I'm in the hiring process, so we'll be expanding a little bit more. So that comes in a little bit on where we stand. We're now not less of a startup, we're more of a scale-up, so we're scaling. And this year we have a very aggressive scaling strategy, so that's where we're at. That's why we're hiring more people.
Amazing.
In our day-to-day, as I mentioned, yes, we work with SMEs, with startups, with expats, mostly expats, not always. We have some Czech-speaking clients also. And we provide accounting services, bookkeeping, tax consulting, tax optimization, basically anything regarding accounting and finance in your business as, in a nutshell.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, thanks for sharing. Now, when it comes to BNI, now the ones who are listening in for the first time in our episode, BNI Business Network International, we are a networking group that pass referrals to each other and this way makes more business with each other. Now, talking about making business and about BNI, how has that affected into your day-to-day or your work lives ever since you joined BNI?
I think it made an impact. First of all, I think coming together every week in the morning and starting it very energetically, which our meetings are very energetic, thanks to our president, Susanna.
Heads up if you visit.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I really enjoy it, that it's very energetic and it kind of keeps you always going and keeps you accountable to yourself and to others also in terms of your goals, because you meet entrepreneurs who have incredible goals sometimes. And you just kind of face that and you get motivated and you kind of like keep each other accountable also to not only network with each other and bring business to each other, but also work on your own business. That I think is the first thing. The second thing is that I met an amazing strategic sales consultant for my business and she has been an immense help and actually like made it much easier to move forward and to reach our goals. And I also made some clients out of it. And actually, I have a funny story about that because I got my first client from BNI before I joined BNI.
Yeah.
We were both visitors and we randomly met and now we're working together. And
I love that.
Yeah.
That's actually so funny because there's so many people who say BNI is a marathon, not a sprint. You will get your investment back later on. But for so many of us, accidentally just happened that you join BNI even before BNI. You just get your, investment back already before. That happened to me as well. The day when I joined BNI, suddenly I just got the money back and I was like, what just happened? How is this even
100%,
possible? So
yeah.
it is truly the power of BNI. Absolutely love that. All right, now we talk a lot about collaborations and you shared a little bit what you've benefited from BNI, but how do you use BNI connections in your day-to-day life overall? How has that, having that network and that in your life affected?
I think it's just a great pool of people that you can draw from in case you have a question, or you might encounter a problem, or also, but it doesn't go one way. Also, people come to me with questions. So I'm able to help other people, other businesses with, again, to be honest, everyone always has an accounting question or a finance question or a legal, sort of like finance legal question. So I think this reciprocity, that what is most in the day-to-day, where, again, if I have a question about marketing, I know who I can reach to. I have a partner basically in BNI, someone who I can trust that to give me good advice, because I know their business, I know them, and I am comfortable coming to them for advice.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that. I just recently had a very horrible experience with Czech Bank, and nothing to trash them or anything, I won't mention which bank, but I was shocked, and I was like, I don't know anybody who speaks Czech, I don't know anybody who can do anything, and then I realized, oh my god, I have BNI. So I just contacted everyone who I know in the area, especially our lawyer, Alishka, thank you so much for the help, and it was just tremendously amazing to just get the advice from someone who you can trust with the advice. And it was early in the morning, and I would have never had those connections if it wasn't for BNI. So I absolutely love that you mentioned 100%. It out. Great. Now, always in our episodes, especially on the 1.0, we give for everyone listening a networking tip. So let's say there's someone watching this who is very nervous about networking or feels like, oh, I would really love to grow my network, but I need to do networking. What would be your tip for those people when it comes to your experiences?
I think for me, the two biggest things are be active. So be visible, be there. If you're not there, you're not networking. It can be online, it can be offline. You don't have, if you are shy to go on offline at first, you can network online 100%, but you have to be visible. And the second thing is actively listening, because I feel like the best thing in networking is building relationships. And to build relationships, you need to give something first before you get. Not always, of course, but usually it is how you build trust. You are willing to give something, and that's how you build the trust with this person. And to give something, you need to listen to what the person is in need for, basically, what is their problem. And that's usually what's the best networks and networkings do.
I love that. That's such a beautiful thing to say. We've done so many episodes by this point, and nobody has actually mentioned the be active online. And that's so crucial, because I see so often people who are maybe a little more introverted than myself, for example, and coming in and just, being off camera, but then slowly getting the courage to put their camera on, maybe even say something out loud. And online is a beautiful tool for that. So I love that you pointed that out. Now, Liz, let's dive in deeper into entrepreneurship. What is something that you've learned throughout your journey of being an entrepreneur?
I think that consistency is key. It's not just in entrepreneurship, but whatever you're doing, just if you keep doing it, you'll get there, basically where you want to be. Because I understand that for a lot of people, entrepreneurship is scary. I had a very different experience. Of course, I was somewhat fearful, but I really wanted to go there. It was very exciting for me. And while it's scary, you are sometimes fearful to make those steps and to make those decisions. And sometimes you're like questioning yourself. And I feel like if you just keep going, you just believe in your vision and you will get there.
I love that. Oh, staying consistent. In one of our previous episodes, I was saying we were talking with Joseph, our financial advisor, about when you go to the gym and you try first to do something and you just squat 100 kilos, and that's not going to be possible. But when you stay consistent, you will be able to do that. So 100%. that is so a valuable tip as well. I absolutely love that. And that so goes with entrepreneurship. I tried to squat 100 kilograms mentally when I started, and I got crushed. So that is such a good
I think all of
reminder.
us been there. And it's just like step by step. I don't know, there's a good saying about that, but now I'm blanking.
We will write it down below when Liz has it afterwards. Amazing. Now, Liz, let's dive in a little more into BNI. How has your life, if it's life, if it's business, whichever it is, how has your life or your business affected by BNI ever since you joined?
I think definitely my business is affected because I get more recognition. I've started to get more clients, and again, it's just a web. My business till now has been very dependent on word of mouth. So we did very little marketing, and it still is going, and I still can see that it's going and it's growing bigger. That's why like you need networking also for that to be possible, because the more people know about you, the other time when someone asks, oh, do you know an accountant? They're I do. And yeah, I feel like that is the business part. And the personal part, of course, I'm very happy to be a part of such group and know such amazing people. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's just motivates me to go further and to stay consistent and to be creative, because also you can see and learn from everyone in the group and basically in the whole BNI.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And that's, I think, is the beauty of our chapter specifically. I think we have over 10 different nationalities as members because we're such a
lot, I would say.
I think it maybe even over. I'm not sure. We need to count it one day. But we have so many different nationalities, and everybody has different backgrounds, and everybody. And I just said it to my husband one day when he was like, "What, you know, BNI? Yeah, I know you love it, but what's going on?" And I said, "Oh my God, imagine where do you get this group of pool of people, and you can talk to them, and ask them any questions, and poll them some things if you want to hear something from them." And it's such a brilliant way of networking with people who you potentially never would have talked with in a networking
100%.
event.
And it's also a beautiful thing that we have people of different ages.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Some of us been in business for a couple of years. Someone just started. And someone has been in business for 20 years, which experience you cannot substitute experience, unfortunately. So in life
you
and in
cannot
business.
substitute experience. We're going to quote that in our chapter. No, that's amazing. Amazing. Liz, now, share to us, while we're going to the end of this episode, we're going to have another episode with Liz, don't worry, but share with us, what is your goal for 2025?
My goal for 2025 is to scale, as I mentioned, is to network more outside of Czech Republic, which is, again, possible through BNI, and create strategic partners in other countries. And yeah, I guess
any specific countries in mind, if you want to drop them here and maybe someone listening knows?
Estonia, US, Spain.
There you go, guys. That's 3. If you're in those countries, you know who to contact. Great.
100%.
Now, Liz, last but not least, how should our listeners remember you by?
I'm the friendly neighborhood accountant.
I love it. With the red hair, that just goes fantastic. Love it. Thank you, Liz, so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And as said, we are going to have another episode with Liz. It's going to come out right after this one, and we're going to dive in deeper into accounting, taxing, and Liz's life overall. We're going to see you in that episode.
Stay tuned.